Birthday Hawa, Birthday Hawa Shai, Birthday Hawa, Birthday Hawa Shai. Call Elohim Hawa, Allah Hayna Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakudash. Bless you, Most High Yahweh. Yahweh is the Most High's name in Paleo Hebrew, properly pronounced, which means He is or He exists. Yahweh, or He to be. Bahashem is in the name. Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, whom the world calls Jesus Christ. Christos, Yeshua. True name is Yahweh Shai, which means He the deliverer. He's the deliverer for the nation of Israel, Savior for the nation of Israel. The nation of Israel consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and since our seed has been scattered across the four winds, our people do look like the various nations where they've been scattered to, and which we try the Spirit by the Spirit. And it's the Spirit that bear witness that with our spirit that we're children of the Most High. Our people are likened unto a speckled bird in many cases, looking like other heathen nations, coming in different appearances and such. It's the spirit that showed through, that they're Israelites, regardless if they follow the truth or not. Of course, giving double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, a great millstone, who peace and salutation to elect, first fruits that whom the Lord have mercy upon in these times, starting with the 144,000 prophets, 12,000 men, choice of each of the 12 tribes of Israel, and you have a great peaceable multitude of believers, men, women, and children who are no prophets, but will be delivered, all right, from the said perils, the destruction. Speaking of perils, what you have here is I have an article and also a news clip. And the article came first, but I wavered to do the lesson at first, and then doing it now. So you have it here: shoplifting caught inside of a giant Tiger grocery store. So we're gonna look into this. Now I'm familiar with this grocery store or this store in general, but I'm not sure if this is like a Moabite. Well, I see like he looked kind of like a Moabite, so our so-called Chinese person, but I don't know. We'll see. You got these two demons grabbing and a cart which they filled up with a couple of items. Let me see. Yeah, I see like a cereal box or something like that. You literally got, I guess, the person in the store fighting over it. I guess the store employee fighting to keep it. Yeah, this is pathetic. Pushing and pulling, like one strength against another strength, and these are two women. Well, they like huge linebacker size. It's kind of, or not even linebacker, but just bigger. This one at least. That one is small, but so I believe it's these two are with one another, and these are two store employees.
Oh my
God. She grabbed the Bob Marley sign. Got what they wanted. They just said, man, we out of breath. And most people are out of shape, that girl huffing and puffing. You go back, she was huffing and puffing. She was through. They barely can put up a resistance against a very, very simple struggle. So a lot of people too, they're gonna be in a bad case, even when they are trying to do these different invasions for items, because these harsh times come with harsh decisions and harsh mindsets, and very savage, brutal, and what I want first mentality. And people are choosing not to just sit there and suffer. They just decide to pretty much take.
Damn. Man.
They did all that just for some Gatorade?
She's saying some Gatorade. There's more than Gatorade in that cart.
I actually got away with that.
And usually did a push pull motion. But hey, you got spirits dealing with them. And then it's just, look how low level the people is. They sit there attacking, holding a cart and stuff like that. If anything, just look at the door. If you had to block the door or lock the door, man, this is a recipe for disaster. Anyway, wrist locks are great. I'll just say that. If you can properly execute them or know some type of grappling. Anyway, I'm not in loss prevention, but this is pathetic. I wouldn't want to be in that type of field in these times anyway. So anyway, just gonna go to the scriptures. Also, I got this article as well. This year's worst. San Francisco Walgreens store suffers 20 thefts a day. Chains up freezer section. So Walgreens, which here in Philadelphia, many of them Walgreens stores, Rite Aids, they've been closing down like heavy. It's barely there's not that many Walgreens, which is like a pharmacy. They sell like drugs or they got different pharmaceuticals, and people get their prescriptions there, and then they have like different convenience items as well. Walgreens store, and people go in there like here, like in these times here in Philadelphia, where we have the big opioid, fentanyl, the with the xylazine in it, horse drink, as they say. You got many people that fund their habit just by, as they call it, boosting. They go in these stores and they steal. I seen a guy actually, lost perfection guy that was jacked. This guy was like in shape. He had a vest on and everything. I think the only thing he was missing was a gun. He actually literally it was almost like a 20-minute scuffle with one of these fiends here in Philadelphia, and he sprayed full-on mace in the guy's eye, and the guy, it didn't do nothing to him. He just was like, "You sprayed me with mace," and like the guy, he recuperated. It was like it was non-affecting to him, and he's like at the end, like after they was fighting or whatever, doing their own thing, the guy actually was proud that was stealing the stuff. He opened up his pants or his jacket, and he said, "Look, I still got more stuff." It was like soda, Coca-Cola and stuff. So and he didn't learn his lesson. He said he'll be back. So a lot of y'all that's working these loss prevention jobs and stuff, it's pretty much a lost cause. Soon in these times, like I said, you had to walk away from them type of jobs because the thievery is going to be so high, and you're not going to want to risk your life to protect so-called merchandise, right? That Babylon the Great profits so much off of. What you get, not even a fraction of that money. So, and they got insurance anyway too. It says the Walgreens store at the 16th Avenue Geary Boulevard started using chains and locks in the freezer section to protect food from being stolen. So people stealing actually food. Okay. I seen one time I was in a ShopRite. Somebody was like looking out for the door, and it was like this other drug addict chick, and she was like putting stuff in a cart. And I basically did believe they were just gonna walk out with the cart. I've seen people with a whole cart full of laundry detergents and stuff of that sort, tissue, things they can everybody needs and easily get a good buck off of, and quick sell. Yeah, be outside of a grocery store and selling it. I seen somebody walk into one of these drug addicts, and we was in Elamite, so-called East Indian food place, and the guy had he had like these laundry pods, and the Elamite, he didn't want to seem like he's supporting a crackhead, but he did, or a drug addict. It says here, one employee who chose not to reveal his name told Epoch Times shoplifting happens at least 15 to 20 times a day, every day. And it's like a lot of times in these stores, like say like Rite Aid. I know it specifically with Rite Aid, which is another pharmacy. They have plainclothes loss prevention employees. They be looking at appearing as if they're just regular customers, but their eyes on you. And that's another reason why I don't go to these stores either, because I could be a genuinely normal shopper that's not going in a place for loss prevention, but they got a suspect eye on you, a suspicious eye on you. So really, I don't even support these type of stores, because their discretion is terrible. If you need to have, like, I remember when I was a kid, you needed to have a like, this is when I was a kid. I was in the world, obviously. You sick, you gotta go get some type of like some Dimetat or something like that, or Contact C or something like that. I remember these different over the counter drugs. You had to get I think one time you had to show an ID just to get it. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh yeah, people using them for other purposes. I'm like, for what? And hey, I learned later, people use these things to get high, right? Well, hey, I'm glad I'm not in them days where I have to, which I never really dealt with, depending on pharmaceuticals to get me well. But I'm glad I don't have to. I can, do the Yahweh Shem Shai, pray to the Lord, and do herbs and such, be healed. But it says here, this year is the worst. The senior told the Epoch Time, right? So he said this year being 2023 year, hopefully all the prophecies coming to pass. Said this year being the worst. It say that the wicked. That's how we know we're in the last days too. Because all this iniquity that done rose up so high, and its sins have reached unto the heavens. The Lord is looking via his angels and see how wicked this place is, and he has to take this place out because it's barely any good here, man. Other than the Lord coming back and redeeming his good fruit, the elect. So I'm gonna get the book of Maccabees, the first chapter, just real quick. Because when the wicked came into rulership, these various iniquities, they just lift themselves up because the wicked are ruling. It's not a righteous kingdom. So it says here, this is First Maccabees 1 in verse supposed to be here somewhere. Make it wickedness multiplied in the earth. Let me see, 1 second. Can't get this. Tired. This is the book of First Maccabees 1 and 9, of course. It says, and after his death, being Alexander, the Edomite, all right, the great, as they say, but he's the Edomite, which is the wicked. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, being Alexander's four major generals, Lysimeus, Cassandra, Ptolemy, and Seleucid, right? So did their sons after many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth, and them evils are still growing in the earth because of the Edomites, them being wicked. All right, the people are in mourning. People are languishing. This place is through. Like, I mean, like, just work in Kensington. Like, I see like some of the worst things ever in Kensington. You know, a woman laid out on the ground, high on drugs, and flies is hovering about her, and she either is prostituting her body just to get money, or in the combination of stealing, you know, shooting drugs in her, these terrible drugs that put these huge ulcers on their skin, and you know, they're just unclean. It's absurd. So, you know, you're seeing things increase, iniquity. Let me see. This is Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, abounding, going, of course, back to the Greek, which is pleithano, which means increasing, okay, multiply, right? So iniquity, meaning compounding of sin, is multiplying. The love of many shall wax cold, and people from psycho, meaning people are becoming less caring or compassionate towards one another. All right, it says a waning of love. Okay, people don't care about one another. They was in this store in that video with the carts just going back and forth, and she even fell on her ground, and she demons got her.
Oh my god.
This ain't no WWE. Man, they got both the stuff. Look, degenerates through. They most likely Israelites, like wicked Israelites. Through. Our Edomites are some very base Edomites. You know, Israelite foreigners and such, looking like the heathen, but the place is finished, man. It's gonna be a normal and worse. Now I seen Walgreens in the time of when they had all them different so-called Black Lives Matter protests and such. Drug addicts emptied the whole Walgreens, you know, here in Philadelphia. It was hitting these places specifically for drugs and whatever items, you know. That was just really called like a precursor, which y'all gonna see in the future. But it says in the store, 2 freezer sections with pizzas and waffles, processed garbage, that is, are chained with padlocks. And look, they don't need the they could bypass the padlock. They just break the glass and then take whatever they want. People don't care. Beginning from one end of a half a weeks ago. Employee said. Now here in Philadelphia, you had a dollar store, Dollar Tree, Frankfurt Avenue. Fire. It was an arson. You had this happen here. Here, we'll just play it. This I think this was a retaliation. This was in like one of my old neighborhoods that I lived in. I grew up in such.
The bike that you see there set a fire that burned down a Dollar Tree in Frankfurt. They say
The Dollar Tree is right there. It's really more so Western Omen, but whatever.
moments after this video was captured, he set a dumpster fire behind the store on Battersby Street last month. And investigators say he came back days later and set a fire that burned the whole place down. Police hope that someone will recognize the man and also call them.
Yeah, the dude in that dollar store like got burned to the ground. Like that joint is through. Like it's now just a parking lot with an auto zone, nearby. It was like a newly developed in recent years. It brought like a lot to that area too, man. The dude, drug addict, burned that thing down, man. Crazy. Police are searching for a male suspect, man. 2 fires out the Dollar Tree, and they consider that Frankfurt. I say it's Western Omen. But yeah, man. And look, this is who it is. Another degenerate, another through dude. They got it here. Male arrives on a bike at the Dollar Tree from Frankfurt Avenue. You little degenerate. It's like near Benner Street. The Burger King's on the other side. Case in the area and stuff. Yeah, to increase the playback. The dude is over there going in the back. It's like a little area where they got the trash dumpsters, and then there's an alley, a residential alley right there. I've worked in before. Pretty familiar with Philadelphia. Crazy. And Philly's a small world. They could easily find these drug addicts and these people that's doing these crimes. Where else you gonna find these guys in the street? See what else was going on. Corner store right there. This ain't gonna help. Smoke can be seen coming from the dumpster as in the fire department, which is on. You got that on Harbison and what's that, Van Kirk? You got I think it's Harbison and Van Kirk. Yeah, Harbison and Van Kirk. You got a fire station that's nearby. So, but it still couldn't save it. Oh, dude. This is what they want. This is the photo they give you to look at. The video footage. Now he across the street of that tire whatever place the way the Burger King is. And he threw. That's what we're dealing with. Edomite or Israelite foreigner Jake, they threw. All dusty. And what? That's him. I guess they got footage. They acquired footage from SEPTA, which is our public transport here in Philadelphia. Our agency, right? He threw. That's it. He threw. I used to go to that stupid Dollar Tree. I hate going to Dollar Trees. I don't do that no more. Based on obviously we grow up. We grow up. We don't even want to deal with these low level people. I deal with self checkout, giant supermarket, more better shopping experience. I don't do the Whole Foods, but that's what it is. So Matthew 24:21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever it shall be. And except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. The time that we're in now, is shortening because of the elect. If we hear with all this vanity going on, just imagine your house being broken, and somebody see that you got an item, some type of electronic, a laptop, computers, all sorts of things, TV, telly, and maybe a Bluetooth speaker. These people steal anything. You know, you sitting there freaking having to worry about drug addicts seeing what you got. That's Philly. So, yeah, that's the times that we're in. So I'm gonna get some of these prophecies within the book of Second Esdras, I believe, and it talks about some of these prophecies concerning how the people are gonna be acting and being because of how harsh the times are gonna be. Okay, scriptures say, as I mentioned, the wickedness has reached the heavens, but it says here, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All right, so you got people steal for various purposes too. It could be a scarcity of food. You got drug addicts that steal from one another. I see in Kensington, and drug addict laid out, he high, they'll go run his stuff, take his backpack or whatever, and keep going. Just be seizing the moment. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Okay, let's go down. This is the book of Second Esdras 15 and 18. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So these cities will be troubled because of the pride. Most of the lifting up of the men's hearts, women's hearts, is due to the philosophies within Babylon, the wickedness, the god of this world influencing people to be how they are. Them spirits, them left-handed spirits. So yeah, I remember when I was young, well before the truth, you had this other Jake. He used to he was really, I knew him from school, playing Pokemon and playing like basketball and stuff. But he out of nowhere, I would when I was younger, he had a scheme. He would use me to basically be a kind of lookout distraction while he and myself would try to take different things that's available at a GameStop, which is like a store where you buy video games and stuff. And they don't put the games in the video in the actual cases, but the Jake was stealing like controllers, whatever he could get, but it's all on camera. I could be one of them degenerates right there getting caught at GameStop. And like a lot of times, even do these days, the cops, the police don't even care about, coming to them calls. So it's like, you on your own. Most people, they just go out of business. Like, forget this. I see various stores just go out of business. But it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, right? But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So it says, for the lack of bread, one, and having a scarcity of food from famine, okay, and great tribulation, the pressure that's on people, not making money. I'm not making enough money. I got to go out there and do something more, to get what I need. And they'll go in the store. If I need a steak, I seen documentaries, people in London, over there, people want these different items to combat inflation. They would, tell a guy that is a booster to go in the store, steal the stuff, and they'll just pay them the money for the items, a cheaper rate, right? And that would support that person's lifestyle. The drug addict for the person, that is the thief. And hey, it could make somebody able to eat more, you know, in these times, because it's gonna be hard to bear. People gonna want to eat some of these rich, delicate foods, you know, these meats and such, and not be able to even buy or afford it. So these are definitely some savage times. You know, you got to be very, very careful how you move at here, and just pray the Lord have mercy, of course. Don't get caught up in this place, man. It says here, 2nd Ezra 16:18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? So Ezra is seeing, of course, this destruction that the coming times come. You know, time of Jacob trouble. You know, this hell, all hell breaking loose, and seeing, he's like, damn, this is rough. You know, we in the beginning of sorrows, basically. You know, you see how things are getting. Okay. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So, you know, these different plagues, these curses, is to bring forth a punishment. You know, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be mindful of their scourges. All right. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap on the earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger the sword shall destroy. And the deed shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. So these places are going to be through. These cities are going to be finished and through. You know, people don't care. This beast don't care. You know, look well fed. You know, and they be through. Like they steal so much. They got sneakers, brand new sneakers on that they stole. Bag, everything. The whole outfit be stolen. You know. Like, this place is just finished, man. What's gonna happen when they can't get the drugs? You know, so that's it, through the spirit. You know, all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom to the elect.